Hi, I'm Trish from Snap, and Mariah's on the other side of the camera.
Hey.
Because we do everything together. But I wanted to tell you about our wedding albums so that you can know what the difference is and know what to expect for your fabulous wedding album. So we have 3 different kinds. This is our fine art album, and they have a whole bunch of really beautiful linen covers that you can choose from. You can do gold or silver imprinting, and you could do either a custom imprinting or you could do a standard names and date. It's up to you. But these are really beautiful. The fine art album is obviously the nicest, most sort of fancy album that we have. And this is what the inside looks like. It's got, on the fine art album, this has the thickest pages. So it's like, the photos are mounted, they're flush mounted on the board, which is nice and thick. So on each album, this is what they call a digital design. And so on the whole page, you can put different size photos. So you're not locked into doing like an old school 1 photo per page. You can do multiples, which is really nice because it really tells the story of the day and sort of as the events unfolded. And sometimes it's fun just to have, you know, these 2 little candid moments are really great, but maybe you wouldn't want to have that as a large photo. So it just gives you kind of an idea. You know, this one is great as a large photo, but you wouldn't want these as large, but you wouldn't want this small. And the nice thing is, you don't have to worry about any of this because I will do the album design for you. That's my thing, that's what I'm good at, and I will select the photos and create a design for you, but of course you'll have the option to make any edits before we go to print. So I'll email you the design, and then you can write comments to me, we can go back and forth, and then that way you have the album you want. But it's great to have me start off doing it this way so you don't have to be overwhelmed with all the photos. Okay, we're back. All right, hi. So now I'm going to show you our other album. This is what they call a lay flat album. And all the albums are actually lay flat. And what lay flat means is that the binding lays flat. It's not, you know, like on a regular book with thin pages. So with the lay flat book, this is also on photographic paper and it's flush mounted. The pages are a little bit thinner. They're not quite as thick as the fine art album, but they are still photo paper. The insides are basically the same in each album. We can design it however your photos make sense laid out. And the center seam, there's usually photos over that, but I mean, really, even if somebody's face was on here, it really doesn't affect it. But I always try to make sure that nobody's face is going through there. So that's the lay flat album, and there's not quite as many cover options on this, but I think there's 5 or 6 different colors for this. And you can also do imprinting with your names and the date on the cover if you want. And then our last option is what we call a hardcover album. And with this album, it's still lay flat. The difference here is that this is on, it's a press printed, so it's not printed on photograph paper and mounted onto the board. It's printed right on here, and it's the thinnest of the 3. And it's what they call a press printed, so it's printed right on the page and then it's bound. But again, the insides are still going to be the same as the other 2, the fine art and the hardcover album. Not as many cover choices on this one. So this is the hardcover album. So I showed you 3 options: the fine art, which has the thickest pages and the fanciest fabrics for the cover. The lay flat album, which is sort of our standard album, also photo paper, pages a little bit thinner. And then the hardcover album, which is press printed, not photo paper, thinnest paper, but still really nice quality. And that's usually what we use for parent albums too. So it's your choice. But those are the 3 albums to choose from, and we'll take good care of you and help you figure it all out. But anyway, get excited now because this is what you have when the wedding is all over, is your album forever.
That is the truth. Love it.
Okay.
All right, go ahead.
Okay, so if you're wondering how do I get my album, because after the wedding you're going to be really psyched to have this. After the wedding, about 4 to 6 weeks or so, hopefully sooner if we can, we'll have all the photos ready. I will create the design for you, and then we'll have a Zoom call and we'll go over it page by page. I can screen share with you. We can finalize the photos and the layout. Usually there's not much to change in the layout. It's just, oh, I like the way I look better in this, a different photo. So it's really easy to do. And like I said, the nice thing is you don't have to worry about picking out the initial photos. I'll pick all the best ones that really tell the story of the day, and then you guys have the final say. So then once we finalize it, it's maybe about another 4 to 6 weeks until you get the album in your hot little hands. So it's really fun, and this is what you have when it's all said and done. So this is a really important piece of the puzzle. But it's really fun, and I'm excited for when you finally get your album.
Yay! Do you want to talk about this? You know you do. What is that beautiful ribbon?
Well, it's not an equestrian ribbon because as you can see, there's a little camera on here.
And you're allergic to horses, so that.
And I'm definitely allergic to horses. This is a ribbon for the state competition, print competition, and I submitted 3 albums, and this one won the first Judge's Choice album. So it's very exciting.
So what you're saying is that you're highly qualified to design.
What I'm saying is I've designed a few wedding albums in my day, and I'm good at it.
Nice.
I love it. It's my favorite thing to do.
Yeah, that's very subtle. I don't think anyone would notice that.
Oh, are you doing a video? I'm holding an album with my album winning ribbon.
A little on the nose.